Welcome to Downpour.com's interview series. I'm Malcolm Hillgartner, and today it's my pleasure to be speaking with Richelle Mead. Welcome, Richelle. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for talking to me.
Congratulations on your latest novel, Gameboard of the Gods. What can you tell us about the storyline?
Gameboard of the Gods, I call it a paranormal futuristic, for lack of a better genre yet. It takes place 100 years in the future in a world that's had a few disasters that they blame on religion, among other things. And so what's notable about this is that they have a very harsh view of the supernatural, anything like that, because they just see it as a bane of society. And if you want to practice a religion, you actually have to get a license for it to prove you're not a threat. And so this ideology comes into question when unexplained things start happening within their society, and the characters who the story follows are charged with investigating these unexplained phenomena.
Well, it's an amazing mix of hot-button issues. I know most of your books have been for YA young adult audiences. What prompted you to write this one for an adult audience or start this series? Because it's part of the series Age of X.
Before I actually wrote young adult, I was writing adult series. I have two other urban fantasy series, one about demons and the other the fairy-based series. And those wrapped up a couple years ago. And I really enjoy YA, but I just wanted to get back into a little edgier things that you can do with adult fiction. And also with the weightiness of this series. I mean, I wouldn't say it's really dense, hard, but I mean, when you're dealing with some of these social issues, it lends itself a little bit better to an adult genre. It just played out that way.
So let's talk a little more about the challenges of going back and forth between YA and adult literature and work. What's that like? What are the things that come up there in terms of dealing with the themes from either perspective?
The basic things are there. You've got to keep an eye on the differences in your sex and language content between the age groups. That isn't to say there isn't sex and bad language in teen books, because that would be unrealistic if it didn't exist there. But the content, the explicitity of it are all kind of watched. A lot of times with the content, I've been surprised to find I don't tone things down too much as far as like the emotional impact, the hurt, the love, those kinds of things between teens and adults. I think you do a disservice to teens if you assume they can't handle something that's going to hurt. You don't always need to dumb things down for them. And so while I'm always watching the parameters I'm operating in between the two ages.
Listen to the full interview at Downpour.com.